Lastly, we are finishing off with lower chest. So I like, oh my gosh, half range. Please, Kathan, get more of a stretch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, that sounds way too generic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reacting to myself once again, but this time I claimed to know some stuff about how to get a big chest, even though the chest is my weakest body part, and back then it was really small and really weak. And I had the audacity to make a video on how to grow your chest. Now this is how I train chest to get the girthiest pump ever. Disclaimer, this is what works for me, may not work for everyone. That is a good disclaimer. Yeah, well done for putting that disclaimer in there, Kathan. And I guess I'll put a disclaimer in right now for myself. I'm obviously still learning things. I have learned a lot, and I believe there is much more to learn. So take my advice with, I was about to say a pinch of salt, but a very large grain of Himalayan salt. So I like to start off with some push-ups. I like to do 1, maybe 2 sets, not too much, just to get some blood flowing to the chest. I focus on pressing on my forearms rather than pressing on the floor. That mental change just gives a better chest contraction. I do agree. Push through your forearms. It does help a lot with the mind-muscle connection with the chest. But in terms of warming up for the bench, the best way to warm up for bench is to bench light and work your way up. What I usually do is I'll start with bar which is 20 kgs, then I'll bump it up to 60 kgs, and then I'll rep that, and then I'll go 80 kgs, and then I'll go 90, then I'll go 100. Yeah, warm up with bench is to bench. Next, we're going to the bench. Everyone likes bench press. Yeah, buddy! I'm currently working on some, those two just didn't work together. That everyone likes bench press, and then yeah, but those are two different vibes. Kathan, John. I didn't bench the first year that I was weightlifting. I mean, I benched a couple times, but I wouldn't like bench because I just didn't like free weight things. And I regret that. I really didn't like free weight things. And I guess I was just a wuss because, I don't know. I just didn't do anything free weight. It was really bad. The only free weight things I did was probably like dumbbell rows. So yeah, I'm behind on strength when it comes to bench and especially squats. Yeah, that is something I regret doing, is not benching and doing all the compounds sooner. I avoided bench for a while. I don't know why I did. It's such a good exercise. Don't avoid the bench for no reason other than it gives you really bad shoulder pain or you injured somewhere so you can't. Then that's valid, but don't just skip out and bench because everyone else does it and you want to be different. There's a reason why everyone does it. Especially bar work, it just didn't really work with me. But now I decided, okay, stop being a wuss and start benching. So I've been working on some strength recently. The reason why I start with bench is because you should always start with your heaviest movements first. Because yes, indeed, I knew my stuff. Working on strength, I want to be strongest at bench press, so then I'll start with bench press. So what I'll do is I'll work around the 5 to 10 rep range, and when I'm at my top sets, I'll work around a 3 to 5 rep range to just build that strength. Then when I'm done my PR or top set, head on to hypertrophy, and what I'll do is I'll bring it down from like 80 kgs or whatever I was doing for small amount of rep to 60 kgs, and I'll rep at 10 to 12 reps, and then I'll do that a good number of times for hypertrophy. So bench press, basically I train strength and hypertrophy. Strength first, hypertrophy last. Well, suppose the way I was training bench wasn't really specifically hypertrophy based. It wasn't specifically to build the pecs. From a strength point of view, I mean, those reps look pretty good. Preferably to go further down. Pause reps are so good for training strength as well. Slow on the eccentric, pausing at the bottom while going as low as you can with the bar, pushing your chest up to get as much as a stretch. Yeah, that's what I would do differently now than I did then. So next up we have incline press on the Smith machine. The reason why I do on the Smith machine is so that I can do, okay, do the half reps in between each rep. On normal bench with a bar or dumbbells, this would be very unstable. It just allows me to get that pump in between each. Okay, first of all, half reps from my experience. For me personally, I don't know why I really did these. When you have the ability to do a full rep, then there's no reason to do a half rep. I get half reps in a sense that you can't lock it out at the top. You reaching the end of your set, and so you're getting really weak. so you can't quite get it up, then you can do the bottom half and start like pumping out half reps. As long as you get a good stretch, then it's very valuable. But in this case, when I'm doing a half rep in between each rep, it's kind of just a waste of energy, waste of time, to be honest. Even if I have to do it, at least go lower, because I'm stopping like this high above my chest, and so I'm getting like little to no stretch in the pec at all. Always get a good stretch, unlike Kathan over here, who is not getting a good stretch, and he's doing half reps in between full reps, which is kind of a waste of time. Next exercise, we have one arm chest press. How I like to think of this is you are pushing the back of your elbow forwards along with the machine, like I explained earlier with the push-ups. Okay, let's talk about why this exercise is inefficient. The most beneficial part of a rep, most hypertrophic and anabolic part of rep, is the stretch at the bottom. The problem with this, as good of a contraction this is, there is zero stretch. Like, you lose tension when it's like halfway towards a stretch. So you get absolutely no stretch. All you get is a contraction. Also not controlling the eccentric at all. I'd love way more control in the eccentric. Laying cable flies. My mindset for these reps to get a really good squeeze is to think that I'm hugging like a barrel, and then at the top I'm trying to close the gap between my two elbow pits. That takes the tension off of the tricep. Okay, again, similar critique. I'm going very fast on the eccentric. The next critique is that I could be getting more of a stretch. Getting really, really ridiculously deep on cable flies gives you the nastiest pump ever. Controlling the eccentric, going very, very, very slowly, and going like as far down as you can. Like, my hands would go like below, like I was doing chest yesterday. My hands at the bottom of the fly would go literally below my chest, like almost in line, almost below my shoulders actually. Full range of motion, control the eccentric. But although I say slow on the eccentric and good squeeze, it doesn't mean to go slow up as well. Go as fast as you can on the way up, because you want to build that explosive strength, and we all know that fast twitch muscle fibers are the biggest. Fast on the way up, control on the way down. This is my most intense part of my workout. What I do is I will do 1 or 2 warm-up sets, usually 2 warm-up sets, and then I'll do about 3 drop sets, all very intense. I'll start with 10 or 12.5 kgs. I'll go to failure, but that'll usually be around 10 reps, and then I'll put it down 2.5 kgs, and I'll go to failure, and then I'll drop another 2.5, go to failure until I don't have any more weight to drop. The 2.5s I will rep out for 20 to 25 reps at the end of every drop set. So I'll do 3 of those, and then that'll give me the... Okay, too much junk volume. The first weight to failure and then the second weight to failure is good. And that's good, like, that's maxing out good. From a realistic hypertrophy point of view, it's not going to be beneficial to do that extra drop for a third time till failure as well. Lastly, we are finishing off with lower chest. So I like, oh my gosh, half range. Please, Kathan, get more of a stretch. Look at how ridiculously low I'm going. That's sarcastic. What I mean is I could even get even better of a contraction. I'm not even like contracting properly. I can see by the look on my chest and the fact that I'm rounding my shoulders forward. I lose tension as soon as I get here. My pecs just have a little twitch and then like turn off for that last little part. So that little part is just swinging, and we all know that swinging is terrible. First of all, going a little bit slower so I can get the full contraction and pausing at the top. Not very long. We don't want to pause at the top too long because that's not too beneficial. But just to pause for like a millisecond, just to make sure that there's no momentum included there. And then slow on the way down, because again, I'm going very fast on the way down here too. And then going really, really, really deep, because I'm going like this deep when I could go like that deep. And just get a really, even deeper actually, because obviously I'm not holding any weight. I could pull my arms further back than I could just holding this. Fast on the way up, pausing a little bit at the top, slow release, deep stretch. Beautiful. That I'm imagining right now, not seeing. And then once I'm on 2.5, then I'll rep that out for a bit, and then focus on every 5 reps, pausing at the top of the movement and squeezing, and then putting it back down. I'm sorry, but where is the pausing and squeezing? I'm talking about it. Am I doing it? No. Now the next exercise is pressing that subscribe button. The next exercise, ladies and gentlemen, is to press the subscribe button. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. That was a quick outro. Wow.